Everyday Use by Alice Walker. Alice Walker was born February 9, 1944, in Eatonton, Georgia. Ms. Walker attended Spelman College in Atlanta, Georgia, which is the oldest college for Black women in the United States. Later, she attended Sarah Lawrence College, where she began writing and published her first book of poetry called Once in 1968. Ms. Walker went on to be the first Black woman to win a Pulitzer Prize for her novel, The Color Purple, in 1982. Ms. Walker credits Virginia Woolf, Zora Neale Hurston, and Gabriel Garcia Marquez for her prose style in short fiction. Ms. Walker's works express her commitment to the idea of radical social change, and she was active in the civil rights movement in Mississippi. Ms. Walker said, "Writing really helps you heal yourself. I think if you write long enough, you will be healthy as a person. That is, if you write what you need to write, as opposed to what will make you money or what will make fame." In Alice Walker's Everyday Use, the list of characters include Mrs. Johnson, known as Mama, Maggie, D. Wangaro, and Asalamakim. The main theme and structure of Everyday Use by Alice Walker brings the reader into one family's struggle into what the value of family tradition and heritage is, versus the urban Black consciousness movement in the 1960s and early 1970s. The struggles of what a quilt means to two sisters, one, Dee, who has left home and sees a quilt as a symbol, a piece of art, and one sister, Maggie, who understands the meaning and value of the quilt and how each square represents the women of the family. Can this family survive with such different views? Will the reader ever see Dee embrace the value and tradition the quilt has brought Maggie? The civil rights movement ended in 1968. But the struggle for Black Americans remained. The reader can see how Dee has left her rural home to stand up for Black people's rights. In America, at around the time this story was written, segregation was outlawed in public schools in 1964. The Voting Act of 1965 outlawed racial discrimination in voting, and in 1968, the Fair Housing Act outlawed discrimination in housing. Yes, only 56 years ago, the Civil Rights Act occurred. The Johnson family did not get the, quote, American dream. They lived in a rural area, in a small home, and didn't have much. In the early 1970s, the American dream was publicized in photos, and unfortunately, as a white couple with their son and daughter in a white picket fence. When this story was written, the American dream was not easily attainable, but what if Miss Walker's message was that the family was everything? That if you had your family heritage, you were complete. Maggie, therefore, was complete, as was Mrs. Johnson. How did Alice Walker's Everyday Use affect the public? It brought light to African American culture, It showed that the past should not be removed from a family. One should remember where their family came from. It showed there's a difference between African American culture and the meaning behind family traditions and what molds a family. To this day, Mrs. Walker's story brings to light what women of color have gone through. Other works by Ms. Walker include Meridian from 1976, The Color Purple from 1982, To Hell with Dying from 1988, Warrior Marks from 1993, Once from 1968, Collected Poems from 2005, and In Search of Our Mother's Garden from 1983, with multiple other works. Thank you.